Hey Liam, you got a second?
Huh?
No, not huh, I'm your boss. Maybe act a little concerned when I talk to you.
What is it? I can talk a little more carefully, but it's kinda weird to talk like I'm concerned when I'm not concerned about anything you have to say to me.
You need to be careful. I've been at this company for a lot longer than you.
I'm seriously tired of all these boomers who are acting like they're so amazing because they've worked here for so long. So, what is it? There, are you happy? I'm concerned. And keep it short if you don't mind.
I'm your direct boss. And so as much as I don't want to, my job is to manage you. About your attitude. A lot of other employees aren't really enjoying your attitude, and some are even complaining. It's not just freak complaints either. There are quite a few. I'm really hoping you'll change your behavior.
What? What are you talking about, my attitude and behavior?
When we're having a conference with Global Para United, you were acting pretty terrible towards the other company's sales rep. When you behave like that, you put our company and our jobs on the line. You came into our department earlier this spring, but we've been working with GPU and their sales rep for quite a long time now. Please, be on your best behavior and try not to be rude to him anymore.
What? I didn't do anything wrong. That clown graduated from some no-name college, and yet here he is with a second-rate degree. Coming to presentations with a huge corporation like ours, I'm actually impressed that he has the audacity to do that. I just told him how I really felt about him. I'm sure he didn't have an understanding of the items he was actually selling. So I just tested him a little bit.
Yeah, and the sales rep was answering your questions with no flaws. That person works really hard. We actually have reviewed him and told his company that we love him as our rep. Because of that man, we were able to enjoy our fresh supply of pears, so please do not act like that in front of him again.
You're really texting me that right now? You must have had a lot of free time on your hands.
When I try to talk to you in person, you scurry away like a child.
Oh, come on, I wasn't running away. You always just come and talk to me right as I was about to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's not my problem.
Because how could GPU even send us a low-life, poor-educated man? That company must be pretty rotten. They should go under and take their stupid pears with them.
You better cut it out. After looking at how you've been working, it's pointless to talk about their education background.
Huh? You literally didn't even go to college, Steven. And here you are telling me, who went to a huge college, what to do. You're going to tell me what to do? You really should rethink your actions and what they mean.
I just told you it's not about educational history or background.
Look, let me tell you. The only person who can talk about educational background and history and how none of it matters are people who have a good educational background. In other words, you, Steven, can't tell me anything about education, capiche? Don't act like you're so damn special just because you started working here sooner than I did. Besides, I'm not like you and the other grunts. I'm the executive manager's son. My mom is the CEO's niece. I was promised an executive position when I started working here. I'm not like you who's gonna be used up like a company pawn and eventually disappear into some random third-rate company. We're completely different animals, you and I. Now, if you understand that point, please shut up and support me without any more complaints. So what? You're my boss and I answer to you. I'm going to be giving you orders real soon, so you better start kissing my ass for your own good.
I'm just giving you some advice, some common sense. I wish you'd use that brilliant brain of yours before you do anything.
Why are you acting like you're so smart? You work some dead-end management position with no college degree. Don't tell me what to do. I was born elite, do you understand me? I'm not like you, Steven. You need to stay where you belong and act accordingly. You just support your elite overlords.
Are you sure you should be talking like that?
What?
After you left earlier, we were all talking about something in the office.
What?
You really don't know, do you? The executive manager is being accused of sexual harassment and adultery.
What? What are you talking about? My dad would never do such a thing.
Apparently, one of the new hires spoke out about it. HR is doing their research about it. Apparently, he's being quite interested in a lot of the new hires, and now they're about to punish him because there are too many complaints.
What? There's no way.
The CEO is pretty ticked off too. He was angry that he would use his position of power to abuse newly hired women.
My dad wouldn't do that.
And the person who was spurring on the new hires to spend time around your dad, yeah, that was you, wasn't it?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You would call up the newly hired women and had them talk to your father on purpose, right? He's kind of a piece of work, to put it nicely, too. But you're also kind of a piece of shit, huh?
You don't even have any proof of that. Don't start talking trash. I was asked by my father to give special instruction to the new hires. I just asked them individually while in private. I figured that since my father was calling them up, that they would be really nervous. I just acted as a middle-aged man is all.
So, you're gonna take the stance that you don't know it all?
He hasn't done any kind of sexual harassment. He's my dad.
You realize that over 10 of the female employees have all grouped together to file for sexual harassment, right?
You're kidding, right?
Yeah, the executive manager? He's gonna be screwed.
That's not true. Mom would never believe that crap either. I'm the son of my mom, who is the niece of the CEO. My status doesn't change.
I hope so, for your sake.
What? What do you mean?
This whole thing. Apparently the CEO is on a punishment as well.
What?
Apparently a lot of the executives are gonna be cleaned out.
There's no way that's true. Stop spreading false rumors about this.
Maybe you should go home. Talk to your parents, the source of all this, right? This is all I can tell you about this anyway. I gotta go talk to HR about how you've been working anyway.
How I've been working? Why?
I told you I was your direct manager. Yes, yours truly. The guy with no college degree. This whole sexual harassment thing has brought your termination or suspension as a potential course of action, so I was called up to report on your regular workplace behavior. I finally get to give a detailed review.
My workplace behavior? Wait a second. I worked hard every day, right? I did what I was told to. I worked harder than anyone else in the office.
I mean, you did work fairly hard, but I've warned you time and time again about your behavior. But you've never gotten better. You almost ruined our relationship with one of our oldest clients. I remember the whole conversation that took place with the GPU sales rep. I don't think I can let that kind of thing fly. I told you about it and warned you as a sort of final warning, but apparently it wasn't useful at all.
What are you gonna report about me?
For starters, is that really how you should be talking to your boss?
Sorry, sir. Please don't say anything bad in your review. I would have a really difficult time finding another job if I'm fired.
Yeah, I know. Before you're able to start work here because of your connections. You couldn't find a job at all. You were a need for 2 years, right?
How the hell did you know about that? How did you hear such a thing, sir?
I know about my employees. It's pretty incredible, really. You went to such a prestigious university but couldn't find a job. I think that's actually pretty tough to do.
I don't want you, who never went to university, to tell me how difficult it was, sir.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you. It has nothing to do with educational history. I am literally your boss. I wanted to leave a good review for you, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. Sorry about that, Liam.
What? Hang on, please, hang on a second! I'll apologize for everything I've done up until this point, Please don't talk to HR and tell them all the bad things about me. I'm sure the thing with my dad is some kind of mistake, and once we can prove that, I think everything will just go back to normal. Can you just hang on a second?
I don't need to wait. No matter what happens to the executive or the CEO, what I can do as your boss is report exactly what kind of attitude you had during your work hours.
Hang on a second, I'll be more careful with how I talk to people, and I'll make a formal apology to the sales rep. I finally found a girlfriend. When I told her that I worked here, she seemed to really think highly of me, so I really don't want to quit this job. I really don't want to lose this girl.
I don't really care about your private life.
I even have a family, too. I even have a girlfriend right now. How could you abandon me like that? Maybe you should think about taking care of your employees. Do you have any kind of mercy at all? Or is it just because I went to a famous university? You must be some kind of jealous, huh?
I don't really care about your college at all. Everyone you've been taunting up until this point, me, the sales rep from GPU, we all have families too. Everyone you've ever looked down on and treated accordingly have important people in their lives. You really shouldn't have focused on your parents' title or some kind of education you paid your way through. You should have focused on your personality instead. Well, I didn't know you for long, but goodbye.
Hang on, I'm treating you with respect. Feel special.
Yeah, that's incredible.
You don't mean that at all.
Yeah, you're kind of just a bother at this point. I'll talk to you once you're at work. If you still have a chance to talk, that is. After that incident, a lot of different crimes started showing up that the executive and his son were involved in. The executive cabinet were all being swapped out. Liam was able to avoid being prosecuted, but as a result of the honest reportings from Mr. Stephen, he was going to be moved away to a factory that was far from corporate. He started working as a sales rep there and ended up stumbling into the sales rep from GPU. He tried to apologize, but because of Liam, the relationship with GPU was pretty bad. The factory had closed down as a result. It's important to treat everyone you come across with respect, no matter who you are or who they are.
Hi, Marion, honey. What are you doing right now? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bored. Why don't you bring Victor over to play? Not like I have anything better to do. You haven't been coming back home recently, and Mom's been feeling sad. How about you fulfill your daughter-in-law duties for once?
I'm sorry, I'm still at work right now. I can't come. After I'm finished with work, I'm going to pick up Victor from school, and then we're going back home.
What are you on about? I can pick him up easy peasy. Just let me get my wallet and my keys, and I'm good to go.
If someone who isn't the child's parent is coming to pick them up, they'll have to notify the school first. Otherwise, they won't let the child go with them.
Oh, come on, really? Oh, that's such a drag. I was doing him the honor of coming over to play.
Thank you so much. I'm sure he'd love to play with his Auntie Bailey sometime soon.
Enough about that. Isn't your older sister without a job, Marion?
What? No, she isn't jobless. She has a proper job.
But the job's only part-time, right? Oh, seems like she has too much time on her hands. Isn't she my age, actually?
Yes, I think she is. In case you're wondering, she's 38 years old.
And she's a certified recluse, I hear.
She was diagnosed with chronic depression, so yes, she was living at home for 2 years. But starting this year, she's able to go back outside. She started a part-time job that's going well.
This is so insane. It's actually funny. A pathetic, jobless recluse at this ripe age.
I'm telling you, Miss Bailey, she's not anything like you say.
It's not like she's married like I am. She's fallen behind in life, I must say. Oh, such a pity.
Could you please refrain from talking about my own sister that way?
You can't blame anyone for telling her so. It's the truth, after all.
Perhaps, but it's still hurtful and rude.
Well, I assume she must have a lot of free time, so I thought I would become her friend.
What? You want to befriend my sister?
Oh, it's such a pity she's a recluse. So I thought becoming her friend would open up new doors, you know? And also, my free time can be used up spending it with her. It's literally the best win-win in the world, isn't it?
Clarissa's busy with her own life right now, and it's not like she has no friends. On the contrary, she has many. I don't think she needs any more.
Clarice, that's her name, right?
Yes, it is.
I think I met her once at my wedding, but I don't remember what she's like at all. Maybe she's just like you, without much of a goddamn presence.
What are you trying to say? In any case, you need not worry about Clarice, but thank you very much for your concern.
Oh, I'm so damn bored these days, Marion.
Is that so? Why don't you find a job then?
There's no way I'm gonna do that. I got married because I wanted to become a housewife, unlike your sister Clarice, who can't ever get married.
What?
I really cannot understand you, Marion. Going off to work even after getting married and having children? Just tell me, you don't exactly trust your husband, my brother. Now do you?
I appreciate all the accusations, Miss Bailey. But lest we forget, you're currently living away from your own husband, right?
You couldn't be more wrong. Grayson's only been reassigned temporarily.
He stopped by just the other day, to talk to us about something.
What?
You seem to be claiming that he'd been reassigned temporarily, but it seems to him that you've kicked him out of his own house. Your husband Grayson visited us to vent about how he wants a divorce, but you'll have none of that.
Wait, huh? This is news to me. We're only taking some time to work on ourselves. I plan to go back to our old life together with a little more time. We aren't living separately. He really has been reassigned. We're only living away from each other for a short time.
In his eyes, that's not how it seems, Miss Bailey.
It is what it is, damn it.
Do you really have no intention of changing the cause of this situation?
The cause?
I was told that you've been doing the housework since you married him 6 months ago, and you've stopped doing that completely, haven't you? And I hear the reason's because you're hooked on some video game. Is that true?
That's not true at all. Even housewives need some time off from their busy schedules, you know.
How can you be so busy if you don't do any of the housework? You found a game online that you think is fun and you play it all day long without cleaning any of the rooms and whatnot. And what's worse, you use his credit card to buy branded pieces of fashion. Grayson's been fretting over the bills because it just amounts to more than he can handle, you see.
If I buy branded items and then sell them immediately, it can be converted into money to use for the game. It's not like I'm paying thousands of dollars in liquid cash for these things. Don't you think it's a good way to make money?
That's called resale, Miss Bailey, and I believe that's a crime.
But still, it works. Because of it, I'm now a master at build games. And no, I haven't told Grayson about this, but I'm doing that these days. The credit card's been terminated, and I can't pay money for games anymore. And things have become pretty droll. That's why I'm bored. Bring Victor over, please. His auntie wants to spend some time with him.
What the hell are you talking about?
What?
Don't you realize you're on the brink of being left on the curb? Or are you actually feigning ignorance?
What the hell do you mean?
You go about pointing fingers at Clarice about her situation, but I ask you, who is the real jobless recluse?
Ugh, I'm not caged up at home, you know.
And neither is Clarice. But in any case, it doesn't change the fact that you're at your house, wasting your days away doing nothing. Mrs. Attaway has been so stressed about how expensive the electricity bill's been, you know.
There's no way.
Getting comfortable in front of the heater at full blast, staring at the TV all day every day, watching programs and or playing video games? Of course the bills are gonna skyrocket.
That'll only be while Grayson's reassigned, and I'm gonna start doing the housework again when he comes back home.
I'm telling you, Bailey, it doesn't seem like a temporary reassignment to me. And I don't think he'll be coming back ever.
What? Did he say something like that?
Yes, he did. Looks like he set himself on a divorce.
You can't be serious. You're just mad because I said some funny things about your sister, right? Tell me that's the case.
I'm not mad, Miss Bailey. I do, however, feel like you're a pitiful human being.
How dare you? I'm not pitiful in any way. And I resent you for comparing me to a lowly part-timer approaching 40.
Clarissa's becoming a full-time employee starting next month, you know, and I remind you she's exactly your age. Here's the punchline. Looks like Destiny's gonna hand you a red card sometime soon.
No, it won't.
And also, you've been cheating on Grayson.
What? What do you mean by that?
No use hiding it since Grayson knows about it already. Seems like he hired a detective agency and everything. My husband's been apologizing to him so very deeply day in and day out. But it should be you who apologizes, right, Miss Bailey?
When did this happen?
The day before yesterday, I believe. Isn't Mrs. Attaway not at home right now?
Huh? Now that you mention it, she isn't. But what's that got to do with anything?
She's gone to negotiate with Grayson, apparently.
That can't mean that Mom knows about it too.
I'm afraid she does. At the very least, she'd known about the fact that it was never a temporary reassignment.
But that's impossible.
You even go about lying to your own parents. And then they find out. What a shame, what a shame.
I can't contact Grayson. How can that be?
You've been ignoring him up until now, haven't you? He's told you numerous times he wanted to talk, but because you ghosted him, he gave up on that idea and reached out to Mrs. Attaway instead.
How did he even find out about my affair and even went on to blab to you about it? This is unbelievable.
Your partner's someone you met through online gaming, right? I was so surprised that you'd go about meeting this guy in person, you know?
You even know about that?
You're so lucky that all he ever assumed was that you were living separate from her husband. I applaud you. A jobless hunk approaching 40, dumped by her husband, and could be abandoned by her parents, too. Wouldn't you pity a poor woman like that? My husband and I have no intention of helping you, of course. You brought this on yourself, so you go fix it yourself, okay? That day, Bailey's husband told everything to Bailey's mother and informed her that he'd already discussed the issue of compensation with a lawyer. In addition to the compensation, which would already amount to something quite substantial, he would demand a full refund of all the money Bailey had used behind his back to buy branded fashion items. Of course, Miss Bailey doesn't have any savings of her own whatsoever. Furthermore, it was found out that she was lending her online gaming friend money through online transactions, and the money they both spent on the games had amounted to something frankly disgusting. Bailey's mother wanted to help her daughter out, but her father couldn't forgive her for what she'd done, and he was so kind as to carry the burden of paying compensation. Under the condition that Bailey find a good, proper job, otherwise she wouldn't be welcome to live at the house at all. Bailey never had much work experience at all, and she started job hunting with a heavy heart. But even her application for a part-time convenience store clerk, exactly like the one she'd been ridiculing, wasn't accepted.
Hey, Jack, what the hell, man?
Huh? What are you talking about?
About the business trip yesterday. The reason that you weren't able to secure the deal yesterday. You blamed it on me to the higher-ups. I was called up by the executive manager on the way back.
Really? I mean, it's not really my fault. I was just telling the truth.
That's not true at all. The only reason that contract didn't go through was because of you. Not only were you over 30 minutes late, you reeked of alcohol and made some terrible presentation while you weren't even able to speak properly.
I just couldn't talk really well because I was nervous.
Oh, come on. You really think that's gonna work as an excuse?
What did you want from me then? We were literally in New York. It's Brooklyn. There are so many fun things to do around there.
You understand we were there for business, right?
You understand we were in Brooklyn, right? If you don't play in Brooklyn, you aren't a real man. What a pity. You don't have a sliver of manliness on you.
And you don't have a sliver of common sense in you.
Common sense? You can tell common sense to go screw itself.
I understand that you're a piece of shit, but just because you went out to drink at night doesn't mean that you're allowed to be late at work. And this was over a really important contract.
Just like I reported to our bosses, it's your fault, no matter every which way you look at it.
It's your fault! How is it that you didn't show up in time? And somehow it's my fault.
It's your fault. You didn't wake me up.
What? You're in your 30s, dude! You seriously waiting on someone else to come wake you up?
If you're staying in the same hotel, then you should at least come check on me.
You literally told me not to come wake you up. You said you wanted to focus on the presentation till the very end. That's why we were gonna meet up at that company HQ, right? Was that the story? And then you turned around and reported me for not having enough documents prepared, and so it wasn't enough to satisfy our clients, but I still haven't figured out what you were thinking.
That kinda makes sense in a way, right?
No! Until you showed up real late, we could have been perfectly fine without your presentation at all. All of my documents were enough. We already spoke and agreed. Then we were talking about hashing out the details when you showed up with some kind of weird attitude about everything. And that's how it all was ruined.
And?
What the hell do you mean, and?
Who can actually prove any of that?
What?
The only people that were there were you and I. No one can prove any of what you said. And that's why I said something first and blamed it on you. I think you're screwed, pal. You let that giant contract get away.
It's not my fault, so I plan on proving that I had nothing to do with the whole thing falling through. I'm gonna go get that deal too.
Of course you can't. You're a terrible public speaker. That's why I was in charge of the presentation anyway.
Yeah, you might be better than me at doing the presentation, sure. But you don't have any kind of common sense. That means I'm miles ahead of you in work.
You realize that I was only just being nice to you because we had joined at the same time, but I'm going to be getting promotions and you're going to be working for me soon.
What, promotions?
You didn't know about it? The manager is going to be moving to the overseas branch, so I'm going to be taking over him now.
That's not gonna happen.
At first it was between you and I, but now that you let that contract get away, you're apparently no longer on the running list. Sorry to break it to ya.
I don't believe it. There's no way you would be my boss over my dead body.
Even if you don't agree to it, the higher-ups already know who is useful and who isn't useful. This means that you're going to be living a pretty boring and mundane life at work.
I don't know about that.
Oh, what now? You have something you want to tell me about? You really gonna try and argue with your boss?
I don't think you're gonna be my boss. Remember when you went out on business last time? You spent company money when you were out alone. You said that that was money that was used for our clients.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. I looked up the history on your card use. When you were going away on business, our company seems to be spending quite a bit of money. Even when you don't need to be dealing with clients. And this time around, I can prove that you didn't do anything with clients. I have proof.
I did go out with the clients. Yeah, for sure. They were out with me while you were asleep. I was hard at work going out with our clients. You probably didn't even know that, though.
I know that you didn't.
Huh?
I talked about it at the conference. I asked if they were really okay with not going out beforehand to get acquainted. They said that they had a really important business meeting the night before, and that the contract was completely reliant on whether or not they would like the presentation. So they didn't want any of the social stuff. They told me straight and clear.
Really?
That's how I know for a fact that you didn't do anything with them. And I've already reported all of my findings to the executive manager.
What? To the manager?
Yeah, the manager. I was called up a second ago. And when he asked me about how you were saying you went out with him, he wanted me to check to make sure you were telling the truth. I told him the truth, of course.
But you have no proof, right?
That's why he's checking all of your charges now. He's calling the other companies. You went home on time, but we're staying overtime to check on your expenses. I was also helping him. Just looking up all the expenses, making sure you weren't just having fun on the company's money.
Huh? My expenses?
Something seems so off. Even when you were going fairly close, you would charge him for the first-class tickets on planes. But I'm sure that we were driving or taking the bus, or am I just mistaken?
No, you are mistaken.
I also feel like you're charging a little more. Every time you use some money, you charge just a little bit more. You're definitely embezzling company money, ain't you?
Of course not. Don't say things like that when you're just amusing.
And to add to things, you are also adding some kind of club during your business meetings. The receipt is literally in the records.
Huh?
I don't think you can claim this to be a business meeting. When I searched up the name of the club, it was definitely a sketchy nightclub.
You looked up the name of the store? Why would you go that far?
You ruined your one shot at the biggest contract of the year. And then you try to blame it on me before bailing.
Fine. I'll report it back to the executive manager tomorrow.
What are you gonna say?
That I was also partially responsible. I'll report it to him, I swear. It wasn't just your responsibility. It's not like it was all your fault that we didn't secure the deal. I promised to report it to him.
That's not the issue here. I have no responsibility for that. The executive manager already finished looking everything up. I have no problems.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You already checked up on all your expenses. The other company also confirmed that you reek of alcohol, that you were 30 minutes late, but you never explained why you were late. You suddenly jumped into explaining the project and the new merchandise, so everything I just presented to them was completely ruined.
They said that? You made them say that, didn't you?
I didn't make them say anything, it's the truth. It was all just factual information.
Stop messing with me! This is going to screw over my annual review!
Yeah, maybe. I already reported my findings about the company's spending. Accounting is gonna be launching a formal investigation on your case tomorrow.
You're kidding. You're just messing with me, right?
I'm sure you're doing a lot of crazy things that you don't want them to find out, right? You use a company card to go to suggestive and sketchy club. There's no way you're gonna be getting promotions pulling crap like that.
If I don't get a promotion because of all this being found out, it's your fault!
Yeah, I don't know about the promotion. I think you might even lose your job.
Huh? I don't think it'll be that bad.
You were using the company money for yourself, and you literally lost the biggest contract because you couldn't just keep it in your pants for a little bit.
It's not just my fault. Please, can you tell the executive manager too? Tell him that I was working hard day in and day out. I'm begging you, buddy.
The company from Brooklyn said that if I went alone to explain everything, they might reconsider turning down the contract. In other words, they said it was just you. You ruined the whole thing for them.
But I do great work when I work. I'm sorry, please. I'm about to get married. You know that, right?
You were about to get married, and you were going to these sketchy clubs? I think that Loretta is gonna find out tomorrow, too.
That's not okay.
It's gonna be all the buzz about you embezzling. Your marriage and the contract. You might even lose your job. I guess this is what you mean about being manly. Accounting was able to find out that Jack was embezzling company money this whole time. He was called up to HR and forced to quit on his own. And not only was he using company money for his own, he was using it at sketchy nightclubs. The whole thing was rumored around the office. Loretta, his fiancée, had caught wind of it. He was dumped in a spectacular fashion. As a result, he quit his job and was forced to pay back all the money that he embezzled. He had lost his fiancée as well. Right before he quit and left, he was angry and complaining about Travis, but Travis was already the manager, so he just scolded him and was escorted out of the building. He's gonna have a tough time going forward.
Yo, Marcus, how you been?
What? Why are you talking to me right now?
Just wanted to know where you were is all.
It doesn't really matter to you if I'm doing well or not. My well-being is no longer any of your concern.
Don't be like that. We used to be best friends.
Yeah, we used to be, until you betrayed me.
I told you, I feel sorry for betraying you.
You think that feeling sorry is enough? You can't change the fact that you plagiarized my piece.
You can't say that I plagiarized it. That's not appropriate. We were both working together. It was a book we were both working on.
Yeah, we were working together on it. I was writing the story. You added the graphics to the book. But you betrayed me and took the work as your own through a publication. And so, even if it was my work, you became the hit-selling author.
I'm sorry, but I was actually part of the development of the story, so why does it matter?
What?
The graphics were one of the reasons the book sold. How could you bring up something that old and whine about it now? You just wanted the money that badly?
That's not what I'm talking about. It was mostly the story that I wrote. But you sold it as your own. That's literally a crime. After that, I was in treatment for depression. It took me 2 years of rehab.
Really? Wow, great job.
That's why I don't want to talk to you. I thought I blocked your number too.
Oh, come on, let's get along, buddy.
What? Are you being serious right now?
My popularity has started to decline recently. You actually write really good content. So you can write it for me if you want. You know what they say about ghostwriters, they're really popular right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. Why would I ever agree to write them for you?
You know how I'm very talented? That's why I also figured that we should work together. You know, I think it's for your own good. For you to be working for a genius like me.
I don't understand what you're saying.
People who have talent shouldn't have to put in that much effort. That's why I won't put in any effort at all. You should be putting forth everything for me.
I don't get what the hell you're talking about, but I'm writing on my own.
Really? The thing you're writing now, just give it to me. You're just depressed anyway, right? It's not like you can write anything that's worth anything. Someone who's popular like me can turn around and sell things for you. It's going to be worth more anyway.
It's not about the money. And if you want to talk about that, the book you first sold, I literally wrote it. So all of the revenue you gain from those sales, I should receive, right?
See, you are after the money. I'm not giving you shit. You don't have any gift for selling things, sorry to break it to you. Just write for me as a ghostwriter. Work hard, okay? Next time around, I promise I'll pay you something worthy of your work.
I'm gonna pass.
Why? You're just an author who can't sell anything. What are you passing for? Did you write something recently?
Yeah, The Mysterious Child of the Night. I'm sure you've heard of that, right?
What? What are you talking about? Are you just pretending to flex? That book is literally a best hit. It's on everyone's bookshelf around the world. It's been popular since last year. There's even rumors of it becoming a movie. It's just a hit thing, right? So are you just pretending?
I'm the one that wrote that story.
Bullshit, the name is different.
It's a pen name. If I wrote it with my real name, I knew that you would figure it out in a heartbeat. That's why I write using that name now. And I make sure that they don't use my face. So it's not easy to figure out who it is.
Really? I didn't realize that you worked in the same industry as me. But there's no proof that you're the best hit-selling author.
No one is buying your books, are they, Leonard?
Huh?
I'm asking them. I'm asking all of the bookstores and publishers to stop selling.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm making sure that your books stay off the shelves. Your writing is seriously the comparable to third-grade language arts essays.
Are you seriously making fun of me right now? Copies of my book went crazy long before yours did.
Yeah, you were doing a lot of the illustrations. That's why when you said that you'd help me out as an illustrator, I was actually incredibly happy. That's why I wanted to work with you. I tried my best, but then you went ahead and betrayed me.
I didn't betray you.
Your book isn't selling now, is it? It sold incredibly well at one point, but now not so much. After the second edition came out, none of the publications will even take you, right? You just signed with some big-time companies. That's why you're basically just getting jobs because people pity you.
No, that's not true at all. I get good pay and rights. I'm a great author.
How long did you sign for? 3 years or so?
When I was selling hard, I found this company that brought me the sweetest deals, and that contract is for 3 years.
Then you should be coming up on your contract term, right?
Yeah, but there's still talk about potentially getting a new contract. I'm not done yet.
I already talked to your company. I told him to cut your contract early.
Huh?
If you hadn't contacted me out of the blue, I was gonna really squeeze you slowly to choke you, but man, I'm just not good at this kind of thing, huh? I just really want to see you eat shit.
Hey, my publication just contacted me. They said my contract is up this month?
That was sooner than even I would have expected.
What the hell? My career is completely screwed thanks to you!
Career? You really didn't have a career to begin with, Bal.
What? I was a big-time author! I was even on TV!
Yeah, I remember. That's why my next piece has talked about becoming a movie before I even release it.
Huh? What are you talking about?
That story I wrote last time. It was a story about how I felt and what I went through when I was depressed. But this time around, I wrote about why exactly I became depressed to begin with. I didn't spare any details.
Why you became depressed?
Yeah, about how I trusted a friend. And I was betrayed, leading me down a spiral into depression.
I can't believe you, but you didn't write about the plagiarism, did you?
Ah, you do agree then that it was plagiarism.
You didn't write it, did you?
Who knows? I didn't add your name to it if it makes you feel better. It is a fictional story anyway.
Even if you don't use my name, you didn't write about my books or any of its titles, right?
Your book? You don't have any books or titles that are your own, right?
Hey, okay, fine. I'm sorry. What do you want from me? Is it money you want?
I have plenty of money coming in, actually. I'm not struggling at all.
What is it then? Do you want an apology? I'll apologize to you. Just please don't take my career from me. It's in a place that I've finally really been able to call comfortable.
I think you used the wrong method to find your calling, pal. Besides, no matter the case, even if I didn't say anything about trying to get your contract terminated early, you would have ran out early next year anyway. The things that you write aren't really interesting to anyone at all, so they don't sell either.
But if you write a book like that, then my other friends and my family will all find out about it. And they won't trust me at all. I just want to avoid that at all costs. By the way, I don't know if it's a movie or a drama, but
I'm gonna accept the offer to make it into a series or movie. People who don't read my book will probably still know about my story.
Wait, hang on! I'm finally able to brag to my parents about how I'm doing. Please think about my well-being too.
You stabbed your friend in the back. How can you talk about feelings? You were selling as a best-selling author for 3 years when you were on TV and social media. You should be thanking me.
Fine, I'll give you my status. I'll give you all of it, so please don't publish on me. Please, I'm begging you. I'm really sorry. I'll give you at least half of all royalties from publishing.
Half? That's not gonna be enough.
Huh?
I'm gonna be formally suing you.
Suing? What are you talking about?
You stole my story from me. Then you went ahead and made all of your fortune off of it. I'm gonna be suing you for plagiarism. I'm gonna be receiving a hefty amount of pay for it too. Imagine me going public and publishing at the same time. I can only imagine how popular my book is gonna be when I sell.
Please stop. Why would you do this to me? What did I do to you?
Huh? Wait, the person who has the talent shouldn't have to put in any effort, right? From now on, you're gonna be hustling and busting your ass for a while. Good luck. Leonard's begging was to no avail. Marcus published as soon as he brought his court case public. Of course, this was an easy case for Marcus. Leonard was charged and had to pay a large sum of money to Marcus. He had earned so much money all of a sudden that he had spent most of it on a luxurious lifestyle. He had no money saved up. He also had just lost his only contract, so he had no job. He had to take out loans to pay back the money. The media also completely turned on him. They had documented Marcus's story as the tragedy of the century and started punishing Leonard from every angle that they could make him look bad in. He was banished from his parents' house. He has no job, no house, and apparently lives in a tent near the river now.
Hey, Piggy! Stop calling me that. We're not in high school anymore. Oh, relax. I'm only kidding. Learn to take a joke. Anyways, looking forward to work with you. Didn't think we'd be working together. Yeah, but I'm not an official employee like you. This sucks so much. I'll forget about what you did to me in high school. If you need help, just ask. Wow, you're so condescending. I bet you'd love to forget about your past. I still own you, Piggy. This is gonna be fun. It'll be just like the old days. Stop it. We're not kids anymore. When I saw your face at the office, you really scared me. Oh, relax. Whatever. If you don't want people to find out about your past, do as I say. What? I think you're the one that'll get in trouble. What? You want me to send everyone your nudes? You still have that? Oh, please delete it. I'd never do that. I own you, Piggy. Maybe I'll try and become an official employee here. Then I'll be able to play with you forever. Oh, Katie, you haven't changed a bit. Huh? Why change? I loved high school. Remember when I made you eat bugs? That was hilarious. You're terrible. Just stop. Don't tell me what to do. I'll make you do it again. I found some dead bugs in my drawer today. Was that you? No idea. Maybe I'm not the only one who hates you. I've been working here for 3 years now. Things like this didn't happen before you came along. It was definitely you. You shouldn't accuse people like that. And it's your word against mine. I guess. It was like that in high school. You were class president and stuff. Everyone believed you over me. Even the teachers. I hated high school. So? You want me to say sorry? Yeah, right. You're fat and ugly, and I'm pretty. Nobody will believe you. Wait, did you steal my watch? Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, LOL. I knew it was you. I've been looking for it for a few days now. Maybe someone took it from your desk. You should wear your watch on your wrist. That watch meant a lot to me. That's why I kept it in my drawer. My brother gave it to me. Please give it back. Your brother? I bet he's ugly as hell, too. I bet everyone in your family is ugly as hell. Stop being rude. Give me back my watch. Otherwise, I'm gonna tell everyone at work about what you did to me back in high school. Go ahead. Don't forget, though, I got your pick. You'll just be digging your own grave. You're a terrible person. Screw you. Gotta go. I'm gonna be late for my date. Later, useless. Stupid, ugly bitch. Go to hell. Katie? Katie, did you tell someone about high school? Huh? Stop texting me. Answer my question. Did you tell someone? Stop bugging me. What if I did? You've done it now. You're finished. What are you talking about? I'm on a date with Mr. Smith, the manager. I told him you used to get bullied, but I never said it was me, so... Did you wear my watch? Yeah. Wait, how did you know? I came so close to hooking up with him. But as I was telling him about your past, he asked me where I got this watch. I told him I got it from a friend, but then he left. No idea what happened, but this is your fault. I'm gonna beat you up during lunch tomorrow. You ruined my chance with him. Pay me for my damages. Hey, stop ignoring me, piggy! You messed up bad, Katie. What? Screw you! You remember my last name? No. Why would I? It's Jane Smith. That manager you went out with was my brother. Huh? Yeah, right. He's way too old to be your brother. He's 10 years older than me. He's really protective of me. He lived abroad when I was in high school, so he didn't know I got bullied, but... Wait, seriously? He's your brother? For real? Yes. He just came home. He's asking me all kinds of questions. You better not tell him about high school. I didn't. Good. But I did tell him I got bullied. What? Don't! I didn't go into details, but he figured it out. I mean, it's pretty obvious, don't you think? And that watch you stole from me? It's a custom watch from abroad. He saw right through your lies. I see. Oh well, I guess I better look for another job. But your life is over too. I'm gonna upload your nudes online. I'll send them to everyone at work too. Have fun! If I were you, I wouldn't. My brother is on the phone with his lawyer right now. He's filing a lawsuit against you. Lawsuit? For what? Bullying. And the watch. Hold up. That was back in high school. It's too late for that. He's talking to my parents now. This is bad. Give me a break. It's been years. Just let it go. I'll give you back the watch first thing tomorrow, okay? I'll delete your pic too, okay? If you upload that picture, it'll just work against you in the trial, so... I said I'll delete it! Let's turn things down a notch, okay? It's just a photo. I'll quit my job, okay? I'll leave. Sound good? I don't think so. I was only kidding, okay? I was just reminiscing. Let's be friends, okay?
Your father works at a B company, correct?
What? How did you know?
That's a client of ours.
Piggy? Why are you talking like that?
Piggy? You talking about Jane? This is her brother.
Wait, Mr. Smith? Sorry I said that. I didn't mean it.
We're no longer doing business with your father's company. However, if your father quits, we'll reconsider.
Wait, he's retiring in 5 years.
So what? My uncle owns a company. We can do anything we want.
Stop! Leave my dad out of this.
And you have my sister's nudes?
I'm sorry. I deleted it.
We'll see you in court. Oh, and I already called your employer. Good luck finding a new job.
What?
So now you and your father will be out of a job.
Wait! Please let me apologize to Jenna!
It's Jane, not Jenna. You're pathetic. If you want a job, you'll probably have to move somewhere far away. I'll make sure you never get a job again in the state. This is what you get for picking on my sister. Burn in hell, bitch!
Katie called her parents after that.
They went over to Jane's house to apologize, but they didn't get past the gate. Jane's brother filed a lawsuit against them right afterwards. I guess everything worked out for Jane. Bullying is never right. So glad she got put in her place.
Hi, Cherry. I have something to tell you about yesterday. Do you have time to talk right now?
Thank you for having us yesterday. Sure, I have time. What's the matter? Is something wrong?
I was a bit shocked yesterday. You can't even cut fish properly.
Huh? You're right. I'm not that good at cutting fish.
Also, you didn't know the names of all the dishes. To be honest, I was really shocked.
I think one of the reasons why I don't know the names of those dishes might be because I was born and raised in a different state. You're right, it was the first time I heard of those dishes. Thank you for teaching me. I appreciate it.
I know, right? But, you know what? This is a problem.
Uh-huh?
With that level of knowledge, I don't think you're suited to be my son's wife. I don't think you're suited to be his wife. You're not good at cooking. That's a huge problem.
Yes, you're right. I will make an effort to be better at cooking.
I'm not talking about being laid back and taking it easy. With this, I don't approve of you as my daughter-in-law.
But
That's why I thought of an idea. During the weekends, you should come to our house and learn how to cook.
what? During the weekends?
That's right. You should come every week without fail, because I will teach you how to cook. If you attend a cooking class, it will cost a lot of money. You should be thankful to me, because I'm offering to teach you.
Thank you, but to be honest, I don't think it's possible to go every single week.
What are you saying? I'm making time for you, and you're declining my offer?
But realistically speaking, since my husband and I are both working, and we come home late in the evenings on weekdays, I have to clean the house and do other housework on the weekends. That's why I can't make time for that every single week.
That's not the problem. What you can contribute is just to make time for the cooking lesson, right?
I mean, there are times when my husband cooks for dinner, so since that's the case, I think it would be better to have my husband take the lesson with me.
Huh? You're making Jim cook?
Yes, he cooks sometimes, because there's days when I'm busier at work than him. So Jim cooks dinner for us during those busy days.
Even though it's not right to ask Jim to make time for the cooking class during the weekends, right? He's exhausted from his work during the weekends.
I'm in the same situation as Jim, too. If you really want to teach me how to cook no matter what, I will schedule my time so I can go on days when Jim can go, too.
How selfish. Who do you think your husband is? Jim is the breadwinner of the family. You should sympathize with him at least a little.
Even if you say that, I earn more than him, so...
What? There's no way you're earning more than him. It's rare for the wife to earn more than the husband.
It might just be because the company I work for pays well, but I earn more than Jim, and I might not have told you yet about this, but I'm the one who's been sending you the allowance needed for your daily expenses.
Is that so? I didn't know that.
You didn't know that too? With that said, I really don't think that I should be the only one who needs to learn to cook. Of course, I'm thankful for you offering to teach me how to cook, and I am aware that I'm not good at cooking, so I would appreciate it if you can teach me how to cook when I have the time, but it's impossible for me to do every single week.
You're making fun of Jim, aren't you?
Huh? I never said such a thing. Why do you think that?
You mentioned that you earn more than Jim. All I hear from that statement is that you're making fun of him. You should quit this instant.
Huh? Quit? Please stop saying such nonsense.
If you don't quit your job, you can't have a child, right?
That's not really the problem. Jim and I are saving money, so we're thinking that it might not be the right time yet to have kids.
It doesn't seem that way to me, though. I'll call your workplace.
What? What are you saying?
I will tell them that. As a wife, you don't know how to cook, so I can't let you keep on working.
Hey, please wait for a second. You don't know the telephone number of the company I work for, right?
I know the number, because I received it as an emergency number. I'll go call them right away.
Even if you do that, there's no point in doing it. It will only be a nuisance to the company, so could you please stop?
I won't stop. It's a punishment for being stubborn with your mother-in-law. You should suffer. You should reflect a little.
I don't understand what you're saying, but didn't I just say that I can't go every single week?
Shut up. You're making fun of Jim and me. I won't forgive you for that. I will make you pay for this.
If you do that, you're going to be the one who'll be in trouble, you know.
I already called them. I also told them about all the bad things you said about us. Because of that, you will have a hard time at the office, right? You should hurry and quit your job.
You're right. My colleague was the one who talked to you on the phone. I apologized to her for the inconvenience, even though she was busy. You made me apologize for something I didn't do.
Huh?
It seems like she completely thinks that my mother-in-law is crazy.
Why am I the one who is crazy?
No one in their right mind would call the workplace of their daughter-in-law to ask them if the company is going to fire her, you know. I'll be finishing work now because I can't concentrate on my work if you keep on doing this to me.
You should just quit your job. You can't even make a child. If you can't make a child in 3 years, I will ask you to leave.
Huh? Then why are you still here?
What do you mean?
I heard from my father-in-law that it took you 5 years before you gave birth to Jim.
How did you know that?
Despite that, you tell me to have a child in 3 years? Don't you think you're in the wrong? As for today's conversation, I'll ask Jim to tell his father. Also, if you keep on treating me like this, I think I'll have no choice but to stop visiting your house.
Why? I need to teach you how to cook, so you should come, or else.
I was planning to go, but I never thought you would call my company and make a fuss. Also, I contacted Jim earlier. He said he'll go learn how to cook with me when he can make time, you know.
Is that so? Jim will come too?
Yes. He said that your cooking is always delicious, so he said that he wants to learn your cooking techniques if he can, but never has he ever thought that this is your true colors.
It's just a misunderstanding, isn't it? Whatever. Just come here and bring Jim with you. I'll teach you how to cook.
No thanks, we're fine now. Jim and I decided to distance ourselves from you.
Why? What do you mean, distance yourselves from me?
You told me to leave if I can't make a child within 3 years, right? It's almost 3 years since Jim and I have been together, so I'm thinking of staying away from you.
Of course you can't do that. What is Jim saying?
Jim is also furious right now. He said it was unbelievable that you even called my office just to say that.
I was wrong for doing that, but I just wanted to see the face of my grandchild, and I thought that stress from work might be bad for your health.
Isn't your husband tired of you because you take such forceful actions?
My husband? There's no way he would say such a thing. Because he's always silent and doesn't complain.
Just like how you're treating me right now, all your words and actions that hurt me. My father-in-law was the one who kept on apologizing on your behalf.
I didn't know that. He did that for me?
I think it's more like he's doing it for his family, though.
Where is my husband? He's not in our room. Did you take him somewhere?
The 3 of us decided to eat out tonight. He'll probably be able to relax a little since the noisy one's not around.
Oh, what about me? Take me with you!
How about you just stay at home and cook those dishes that you've been bragging so much about? After that, Victoria tried calling Sherry and Jim, and of course her husband, but no one answered her calls. So she ended up eating supper all by herself. When her husband arrived home later in the evening, he pretended to not see Victoria and ignored her. So Victoria finally apologized. She was told that he won't listen to her if she doesn't apologize to Cherry, so even though Victoria doesn't want to apologize, she decided to go and apologize to Cherry. Apparently, she's thinking of cooking her signature dish that she's very proud of to bring with her to Cherry and Jim's house to apologize to them.